Lord. Come on in the room. We're live, baby. We are live. We are live. We're going to kick this thing off the right way with a prayer. Lord, we thank you for this time. We thank you for this day. We thank you for your presence here. We thank you for these businesses that you have graced us with. We thank you for the opportunity to inspire, to educate somebody about virtual assistants, about buying their time back, about being able to utilize their time. And we thank you for the amazing guests with an amazing story of overcoming a lot of business tasks, Lord. We thank you for everything that you're doing, everything that you will do. We thank you for down on the cross for our sins. And we just pray for your spirit to be here. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. I had to do it. That's the only way I can start my business and operate my business. So I am here. I'm your guest of A Moment of Clarity. This is the show for people to get clarity on where they are, get clarity on where they're going, and to share our stories on how we got there. And y'all, this episode is not one that you should miss, because I got an amazing guest with an amazing story that we're going to try to fit into one episode, but I don't think it's going to be one episode. She got too much stuff to say, and I got too many questions to ask. So, Miss Letoya Wiggy, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do, how you do it, why you do it, where you do it, and how we can stay connected with you.
Hello, Anthony. Thank you first and foremost for having me, and good morning. My name is actually Letoya Wiggins, but I do go by Wiggy because it's just a term that sat with me in my time in service. You guys can find me across all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, school, and I'm pretty sure I'm tagged in your posts, so they can start there by
Absolutely.
finding me on Facebook. And again, I'm just very excited to be here today.
We got a lot to dig into. Y'all. She's humble, but she's sitting on a lot. So the title of this episode is hiring 4 VAs and scaling. Now, I have to let Miss Letoya tell you how we got connected and how we got to this topic, how she got to hiring 4 virtual assistants of her own. And you know what? Before I go any further, because there's been a lot of confusion when people hear the word virtual assistant, we are talking about real human beings. I'm not talking about
Yes.
robots, even though Latoya's going to school you about AI. She's going to school you about AI.
Yeah.
You're hiring real people. So tell me the story about how you got to the point of hiring 4 virtual assistants and scaling your businesses.
Well, honestly, I owe that to you because, we spoke a little bit before we came on the live. I came across your page from a guy that I actually grew up with and know in person. And I something he interacted on your page, and then I went to your profile and I saw posts that you put up about virtual assistants, and it wasn't my first time hearing of it, but it was something about the way you were posting and speaking about it that really kind of opened my eyes to start considering it. So that is really how we got connected, and then I started following you from there.
And look, then I started following you because you're doing some work over there.
Yeah. I can't help it. I'm always been like in the army, as they would say, I was a hard charger. I've always been a firecracker, someone who's always had a lot going on. For me, I feel like I've never liked to be put into those boxes of needing to pick a lane or needing to, you know, do one thing in particular. I'm just happen to be one of those people who have been blessed to be good at a lot of different things. So in
Mm-hmm.
being good at a lot of different things, as I started building and becoming more advanced in my own entrepreneurship journey, I started building more businesses. So I actually own 7 legal entities, one of which is actually an S corp that owns a few of these other legal entities that I built. The problem I was having, more or less, is using AI as a tool is great, but I'm still one person now trying to
Mm-hmm.
operate and manage an S corp with several entities underneath it, and then my consulting business, my private car rental business, which are their own standalone entities. So when I saw your post, I really started thinking, what could it look like, or what could I do if I had workers? Because like you
Hmm.
said, people think virtual assistants, and I'm not really sure how virtual assistants gave people the visual of like robots. I think a
Right.
lot of people think that VAs are bots. Bots
Right.
are something else entirely than what we're speaking on. What we're speaking on, like you said, are real live people. These are people with their own thoughts, their own ambitions, their own goals, their own beliefs, their own values, their own
Yep.
families. So for me, one of the most empowering thing about hiring VAs, which I started with one and I now have four, has actually not even been necessarily the scaling in the way my businesses have grown, but it has been knowing that I am a focal point for people who are working, who are contributing into the world so that they can then turn around and contribute into their families or into
Right.
their own communities. So honestly, hiring VAs for me has been a blessing, not just because of the work that they do for me, the way that they help my businesses, but because it comes full circle. I'm not just paying them a check, I'm giving them
Right.
an avenue to feed their families, to pay their bills, to have their health care.
So tell me about how long have you had your four VAs?
Okay, so my first VA I hired roughly about 6 months ago. My second VA came a few months after that, about March, early March, let's say. And honestly, my last two I hired within the last 30 days. I want to say about 3 weeks ago, I hired the last two.
So that means you moving at a fast rate. One, clearly with seven
Mhm.
businesses, you have a lot to do. There's already tasks
Yes.
waiting to be checked off the list. But to still be
Mhm.
able to move at a pace to go from an idea to four working people means that you had to have a return on the first one. The first one had to pay off
Absolutely.
in some way, whether it was monetary, whether it was time, so much that you knew I'm gonna need another one of these. And then after you got that one,
Mhm.
you were able to say, and I see another place for another one. And actually, I got another spot for another one without it being
Literally just like that.
without it being chaotic. So to me, just being able to show that to people, explain to them what that payoff was that made you go from one to two
Time,
to three to four.
time. It was really time. See, one of the biggest things with hiring VAs, with being an entrepreneur, with being a successful entrepreneur, because anyone
Mhm.
can run a business, anyone can earn money. I'm building a legacy,
Yeah.
okay? But you can't build legacy and try to do everything on your own.
Right.
Mindset is huge. So, one of the things that I realized in my entrepreneurship and my journey is that my mindset about time was wrong.
Yep.
I was thinking time is money. How many of y'all have heard that? We've all heard that. Time is money. But time is not money. Time is actually way more valuable than
Yep.
money. And as I was building and building the businesses and building the businesses, scaling, building more businesses, I realized that I was having less time to be with my family. I don't know if
Mhm.
you know this about me, but I actually have 5 children, and 3 of them are under the age of 10. Okay. One of them stays home with me during the day. You might hear a little knock or a ball hit a door because he's in the other room now.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 5 children, and I was in a process for a period of a few weeks, hyper focused, and I couldn't even like quick dinners. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
wasn't spending the type of time with my children and doing certain things that I normally would do. And that was just there. That wasn't even getting on. I'm huge on donating my time. There's nonprofits that I support, like with actual physical work in my presence. There are things that I do that are my way of giving back to the world that are very important to me. But I didn't have the time for those things. So the first thing I realized after hiring my first VA is that the I got back time. I got
Yep.
back time, and then when I started having more time, I'm like, I like this. I like this. I want more of this. And
Yeah.
that's when I realized that time is more valuable than money. I thought I couldn't afford to pay people with new businesses to work for me. What I pay them versus the value I get, listen, that's why I have 4 VAs, because I get so much of my time back, which is more
Drops in the bucket.
valuable than any dollar value anywhere.
See, before we
Mhm.
go any
But the
further,
time was the biggest thing.
that part right there, that mindset, because you said something about I didn't think that I can hire these
Mhm.
people. It's a lot of people
Mhm.
that's gonna see this, that's gonna watch this, that still don't think that they can hire somebody to buy their time back.
I would tell those people to stop thinking, because sometimes the thinking and not the doing is what holds you back. One of the reasons why I'm able to build and to move at the pace that I do with building, with scaling, is because sometimes thinking is a hindrance. You spend so much time thinking and thinking and then thinking and then thinking off of that thought and thinking off of that thought that there's no action.
Yeah.
Imagine hiring someone who can help your business out, and you pay them $4 an hour, and you tell them you're going to work for me 10 hours a week on a trial period, because we're going to see if this works good for you and we're going to see if this works good for me. Now you got a week. Are you going to miss? What do we say? $4 an hour for 10 hours on a trial period. Are you going, is your business, if your business is that, if your business is going to miss $40 a week, you got other problems, and you probably should hire that VA. You
Right.
understand? 40 hours a week, $40 a week should not make or break a business. But you can earn back $10, 10 hours a week. Is that not more valuable than the
Way more valuable.
$40?
Way more valuable. Way more valuable. To be able
I
to
agree.
have another brain. We're talking about thinking. If one person stops thinking, you're the owner. You stop thinking just to put the action for it. But you bring on somebody that can actually think. We shoot to hire somebody that's better than me.
Mhm.
I'm hiring in a position that you are more qualified than I am. I'm seeking out talent in a position that knows CRMs better than Anthony does.
Mhm. Mhm.
You show up
One
to
of the
work and
things
say,
too
"Hey, you
is
know what? I got ideas. I can actually fix your system for you." Oh, cool. You gonna do that today?
right. So one of the things that really stuck out to me is exactly what you said. My VA, she's starting to learn. My first VA, Iris,
Hmm.
she's amazing. God bless her forever and always. Okay. I realized after about 6 to 8 weeks of her working with me, creating content for my businesses, I started realizing that she's learning my brand. She's learning my voice. She's learning the way that I like things. She's learning the way that I do things. So now she starts to conform to that. I had her do something. So now I'm at a stage with Iris because she's just so amazing, and I want her to reach her fullest potential. So
Yeah.
I'm actually teaching her more skills so I can pay
Hmm.
her more money and give her
Hmm.
more responsibility. So with Iris, I had her last month actually do my newsletter. Now, to me, this is me directly reaching out to my audience. and I take it very seriously. And it's an extremely important task. Even though
Yeah.
it's not the make or break, to
Right.
me, it is an important task. My analytics show me that my newsletter, even though it goes out, I just started it maybe 3 months ago, and it shows me that the people who receive that are watching. So I need to do that. Last month,
Absolutely.
I was so busy between personal life, my medical life. I actually had some medical stuff I had to deal with. I had to go and get two ultrasounds and an MRI of my uterus and of my ovaries. And I kid you not, I was only able to take the time and not worry about what's going on because
Mhm.
of my VAs, because they're still doing they're still fighting the good fight. So
Yeah.
I don't have to be physically here all the time to take care of things. A message comes through for the private car rental business. Well, this one will let me know. Hey, boss, did you know? Did you see this? Message comes through Facebook or LinkedIn, all these different sites. They're there to help me with that.
Yeah.
But I realized she started learning my brand. So when I had her to help me with the newsletter, she did it out. She did it to the things that I needed. I gave her the layout. I already had it. I just didn't have the chance to build it, to build the actual newsletter in Canva. And then I thought about it. Listen, delegate, because that's one thing I am learning too, that I need to delegate some of these responsibilities, not just the work, but some of the
Right.
responsibilities. So I delegated it to Iris. She built the newsletter and I was like, I like this. Okay, okay. I would have did some things a little bit different, but I like what she did. I love what
Right.
she did. Then after she sends it, I told her it was great. I set it up to mail out. Next, I'm going to set her up with that account so she'll mail them out after I approve them. But then she sent me a message and she said, Latoya, do you mind if I play with the template, like the background that I use for the newsletter? And at first, I wanted to be like, absolutely not, because I built that to be with my newsletter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's already shown me that she understands my brand. She recognizes my messaging and what I am here to do. And I love I don't think I've touched my business page, my Facebook page for my Ethos Gym consulting business. I have not
Mhm.
touched that page in months. She creates everything that goes there. And she's so good. I'm not even reviewing the flyers or the content before she posts. Now it's like, hey, this is set it up. If she schedules them, I couldn't even tell
Yeah.
you because I haven't gone to see if they're scheduled. I just know the work gets done, it gets done efficiently, and it gets done very, very good. So I said, you know what? She's been making your flyers. You've been loving those flyers. So I told her, go ahead and make that background.
Yeah. And like you said, just I mean, deeper than the task, deeper than what we're doing. I'm showing somebody the culture that I always wanted in business. Hey man, I trust you. I trust you. I trust you're gonna do a good job. And knowing that I can
Hmm.
give you this trust, you're gonna show up and do a better job. And I actually have a team that cares about me because I care about them. And now mentally I get to show up as a totally different person when it comes to business because it's just like, man, you know what?
Yes.
It's not even about what I was trying to do before I had these assistants. Now I see what
Hmm.
real ownership
Honestly,
is.
that part, it's stewardship. It's really godly for real because I
Yep.
sit down sometimes at night and I just think, like, look at God. Like, look at God. Because let me tell you something. I 2 years ago, my financial situation, even though I had businesses and things like that at the time, my financial situation, my personal situation, my mental health situation,
Yeah. Yeah.
everything was honestly a disastrous mess. I couldn't even imagine, a time of having employees, never mind having four. I sit down, Iris, my birthday was the end of May 30th. And Iris, we communicate a lot through WhatsApp.
Hmm.
So she sent me a message, and the message came through at about, it was like maybe 4 a.m. our time. So it was like 4 in the afternoon her time. So I
Yeah.
know that she could see probably that I was online. Sometimes I roll over and check little things, you know? And she
Yeah.
says, "Oh, hey, Letoya, do you have a minute? Can I video call you?" Now, actually, believe it or not, I've never been on a video call with her. As amazing as she is, a lot of what we do gets done through text, through messaging. So my first reaction was, "Oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay? Is something wrong with her children?" You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
telling her, like, give me a minute, because I'm like in the bed. I don't want to wake anyone up. I'm gonna go in the garage. And do you know when she video calls me, she has her daughter with her and a cake that's green because she knows green is my favorite color. And they sang me happy birthday.
Come on.
That is who I am employing. You
Yeah.
understand? It's not a bot. I know you understand, but I mean for the people
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a bot. It's not a computer, a robot. This is a real person who not only cares about my business, but now she is showing care over me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, that is huge. So I sit down sometimes at night and I just thank God for the opportunity to play this role in
Yeah.
other people's lives, to provide for them so that they can provide for their loved ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
More
It's
people
game
need to
changing.
do it.
It's game changing. Again, a lot of things. I know that there are a lot of people in positions that say, "Oh, you just want to look like a boss, or you wanna be this version of this business owner." It's just like, no. If y'all really understand how I want to help people to get out of
Mhm.
the mindset of, "I'll never be able to do that.
Yes.
I don't know how to
Yes,
do
because
this."
mindset could make or break everything. See, one thing about me, if I had a nickel just in the last 6 months that people told me, "You're doing too much." I'm so happy at 41 years old, I've learned to let people have their opinions. Because
Yeah.
whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, people are going to have their opinions. But you want to know what opinion matters? First and foremost, the opinion God has over you, and then the
Yep.
opinion you have over you. And I believe that I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So ain't
Yeah.
nobody, ain't no man, ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm doing too much or that I'm taking on too much. No. You know what I realized in my VA experience? This is how God has stretched me so that I can bring other people into the kingdom, into the fold. So yeah, it might be too much for other people in their mindset and how they think and how they move, but it's not that way over here. Hiring these VAs has not only helped me personally, not help me in my businesses or even for what it does for them. They have helped me scale to a point that one of my businesses is making a monthly donation to a nonprofit that is in the trenches helping people through homelessness, helping people through food insecurities and
That's
hunger, and
crazy.
not to mention they're teaching life skills monthly. Do you hear me? Monthly, my business is able to make that. One business. Another business I have is making larger donations quarterly. I choose nonprofits and then I make a larger donation to them quarterly because now I can do that. So having
Mhm.
them isn't just about, hey, what it does for the business, it's what it does for the kingdom. I can
Yeah, buddy.
give more to the church. I could give more to people in need. I could give more to the people who are doing the nonprofit work, who aren't doing for profit work and earning money, who really, really, really depend on people like us who give to them. So hiring them has been 1000% God sent. And I'm so excited because it's only been like 6 months. And I'm
Right.
like, yo,
Right.
ooh, where we gonna be in the next 6 months? Never
Right.
mind 2, 3 years from now.
Right. To really have, we talking about legacy and building
Hmm.
empires, and not in the way that somebody might think of it. Just like, no, it was always a big thing, and it's actually coming together as the bigger thing that I can even imagine.
Yes.
Being able to be
Yes.
that impact, and man, it's amazing how it really falls on the mindset. Like, once you shift your mind to be okay with it,
Yes.
man, anybody can see. Everybody wants their time back. Can't nobody
Everybody, you
convince
know what's
me that they
crazy?
can.
I don't think people realize you don't even have to be a business owner to
You
hire a
don't.
VA. Maybe
You
you are
don't.
like an overwhelmed mother. Maybe you just need some help with some sending some emails, going through some things. Listen, think of a virtual assistant is just that. There's someone who assists you with your virtual tasks.
Uh-huh.
Anyone can hire a VA.
You could be a full-time employee and say, "Yep, I got an assistant that helps my life uh, to be manageable, to be easier." I'm in the position to do just what we're doing. This is why I made this a part of my business, Letoya. This is why it was a tier. This is why it is a tier of my business,
I love that.
because I give you some clarity. We sit down and have a session. All right, where are you? Cool. We don't have to freak out about where you are, high or low. We're gonna make a
Mhm.
90-day action plan. Do not go over 90 days because it's gonna be overwhelming. Let's piece
Yeah.
this thing together. We can always do
Right.
90 days after 90 days, but we're gonna focus on
Right.
90 days. But
Take a
when I
smaller bite of the
realized,
pie.
yeah, when I realized that even those 90-day plans weren't good enough because people are busy, and if you're busy, you just got a plan that you can't implement. That's why I was just like, all right, I knew I was going to use virtual assistants, and I knew this is going to be a part of my business forever. But why not just offer it
Yeah.
to other people? When somebody gets their time back, you cannot see life or the way you show up the same.
This is
Everybody's
true.
overwhelmed. Just managing your email account, keeping a email account, whether you're an employee or not, is
I haven't
hard.
checked my personal email in a long time.
I just got to the point to where
It's true.
my executive assistant, her name's Allie. I love Allie to life. Allie done whipped stuff into shape in a matter of 2 weeks, and are constantly
Nice.
showing up saying,
Good
"Oh,
for
I can
her.
improve here. We can improve here. Oh, I already did this," and I'm just showing up to be like, "Oh, you did say you did that thing, and I didn't. It didn't register to me because I'm still consumed with all of the rest of the
Right.
busyness. I can only imagine what it's like having
Mhm.
7 businesses under your belt. There's always something to do. Being able to show
Always.
people that there is a easier option to life. It's not about me making no money. It's not about me looking like the professional. I just really want people to understand that there is a easier version to life that somebody
Mhm.
didn't tell you about, but they're
I
out there. It's
agree.
available. I want to be a resource. Call me. Y'all see the link at the bottom to say schedule a link, schedule your session. The
Man,
link,
y'all better listen to this man. I have referred him to at least 4 or 5 people about VAs. And believe it or not, I don't know if I told you this, Anthony, but some of the people I referred to you are actually nonprofit 501c3s because they're starting to feel the weight,
they
and they
know
were
they need them.
in one in particular. What'd you say?
That's like they know they need them. Like nonprofits, they know they
Right.
need help.
They're starting to real Yes, and they're starting to realize it. So honestly, like if you don't even know where to begin, y'all better call this man, talk to him, work it through out with him because you don't have to do it on your own. You know what I mean? And again, we're not talking about doing this with computers. You do it with a real person. You don't have to go out and find them yourself. He's going to give you a vetted VA.
I got a website. There is a whole website that you could go handpick the one
Right.
that you want. Like you can go handpick from skills that you need. I always tell people that you have all of the information, your business, whether your schedule, because we're not going to exclude the employees. Your schedule has all the
Mhm.
information. Look at their calendar and see all of that stuff that you keep doing that's taking all your time, that's not paying you enough. Now you got a list to say, and I can hire somebody to do that today. Again, these people, you could pay somebody $4 or $6,
Literally
but
today.
then give them raises that will be so impactful to them and lower cost to you than trying to have everything in house or thinking that you can rely on AI. I want to touch on that
That
because I know
that
you specialize in
I was
AI.
gonna say everything you
Please
just
break
said
down.
is like spot on. Spot
Tell
on.
them how
Because
challenging it
first of
is
all,
for one person to use AI and try to do all of the things that you will be able to do with 4 virtual assistants and how much money it's going to cost them.
so the truth is, The truth is, it's that no one's gonna do that because even me and moving at the rate I do cannot use that. You figure first and foremost, the average person who's using AI doesn't even have the skills that I have paid thousands and sat in hours and hours and hours worth of training to have.
Mm-hmm.
I already had 2 businesses. I created the other 5 since January of this year. I did that on my own before I started hiring the VAs. But then you see very quickly I realized just between 3 of them, I realized I can't do this on my own. So I'm gonna tell you a little story about my second VA I hired. I hired him very specifically because one of my businesses is a property management business. I had a house in Massachusetts that I needed to list for rent. The first time I tried to list the house, this was last year at the end of 2025. House sat on the market for maybe 3.5 months, no traction. People would see I was missing messages because again, I'm doing this on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Missing messages. By the time I'm getting back, people are like, "Oh, they've moved on. They don't even want to schedule a tour." It is just honestly, it was all around bad. I was getting discouraged because I was like, "Man, this is a beautiful house. It should rent." AI helped me build a great ad, but there was still this disconnect. Well, the
Yeah.
disconnect was the human portion. And this is one of the things that I try to teach people in my AI foundations. If you think AI can do it all for you, you're already wrong.
Yeah.
AI is only as good as the human who is using it. It has
Right.
to have that human interaction, that human input to be good. So even though I had this great listing that AI built, great photos, guess what I didn't have? The human portion. I
Yeah.
hired the VA, and do you know where that house sat on the market for rent for weeks? Guess what happened? He came on and I gave him a SOP, standard operating procedure, and I basically outlined for him, this is what your duties are with this is to focus on this. So much
Mm-hmm.
so, I told him even with the other businesses, because I use my VAs sometimes across the businesses, none of the work that I need from you is more important than this. Because of him, because of his assistance virtually, that house not only rented out very quickly, I want to say it was on the market maybe 16 days total before I entered into lease agreement. But in that time, he scheduled over 47 people to view the home.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Just had a schedule for him, put them into the blocks. He communicated with over 100 people, 100 and something people in that time. Imagine if I was doing that on my own. But because he did it, not only now did he get the house rented out, right? Assist with that. But in that 19 days, because of his actions, I made $11,700 from that
And
one
got your time back. And got
transaction.
your time back.
This is why you hire VAs. Yes.
It
And mind
works.
you, he never even used the Zillow platform. Yep.
Mm.
And he had never used the Zillow platform before I told him I needed his assistance there. So one of the things I do try to work with my VAs to look for different skills to see, right, where they can learn other things. Now, not only did this VA just help me, but now he also has another platform, another system that he can put on his credentials. I think that's beautiful.
It's amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. Yeah. Uh so you know what? It's it's so proven to me that after hiring his last assistant, I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do something crazy. Like I think I'm gonna do this crazy offer. So what I'm doing now is me and my executive assistant have agreed to the last Friday every month, you're gonna work for somebody else. Just so they can
That's
see.
great.
Like just so they can see. We can take a day and show you what it's like for you to not have that same mental load that you always
Ooh,
carry. And
that is an amazing opportunity.
I guarantee you, you're not gonna want to pick whatever that task is back up. You're gonna be
No.
open to scheduling a call to hiring your first VA or learn more about
Yes.
getting your first VA because it's not until you get somebody in the seat that's just teachable. Like you
Yes. And
said,
then you realize,
he
like,
didn't even
oh,
use
this
the
is
platform.
great.
I can just teach you. And people
Never used
forget
it
that
before. Hmm.
I have all the knowledge to tell you to do it exactly how I want to. It's simple as that. I can tell you
Hmm.
do it exactly how I want to, even if it's not the best because it's coming from me. I'm
Right.
not the professional at this thing. You can go seek knowledge while I'm doing whatever I got to do. You could be doing trainings, you could do
Right.
tutorials. I can send you to this class. I will pay you to go learn this software,
Hmm.
and you can come back with way
That
more
part,
knowledge
because
than me.
even just paying them to learn is huge. I found out that there's a value in that as well. I
Hmm.
needed my VA, but I needed him to have some skills that he did not have. So I literally created a training program specific for him that was specific to my specific need and taught him skills with ChatGPT and Claude. And now
Hmm.
this VA is running two of my Facebook business pages. I haven't even seen them.
And
I should probably check.
just
Look, I should probably
just
go like some of those posts.
just express to somebody mentally like how that feels. I'm at the point now. It's just like I got content going on Instagram and I haven't been posting, but I'm not carrying that weight no more.
Honestly, because people are so trapped in that time is money, grind is good. No, I'm not going to hold you. I'm in a whole new era of living, and the way my mentality is, I'm not grinding. Grinding suggests tension on tension, metal
Yeah,
on metal. I'm not grinding. If your brakes are grinding, you gonna go see a mechanic. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? If your
yeah.
knees are grinding, you gonna go see an orthopedic surgeon. My point is, we have been brought up to think that we're supposed to grind and we're supposed to hustle and we're supposed to give it our all
Mm,
our time to make a little bit of money. That's why I'll never work for someone in the sense of me being an employee ever again,
come on, man.
because I'm working for someone else, giving them so much of my time for a little bit of their money. No, my time is way valuable than any dollar value,
Hmm.
period.
Period.
Period. If I had $100,000, excuse me, if I had $100 million and someone said to me, "You're gonna die tomorrow unless you give me $100 million," I ain't gonna think twice. I'm gonna come up off that $100 million because I want more time.
Right, right.
I could get more money. I can't get more time.
Simple. We got one life. Got
So
one life.
I really hope that people listen to this and right. And man, what you gonna do with it? You gonna be grinding your whole life and
Right.
hustling? You're gonna be tired before you get a chance to even live.
Yeah.
You bring on some assistance, you bring on some help, especially because a lot of the people I think that are we are talking to
Hmm.
are already using AI. So they understand the value of having assistance. But if you understand the value of artificial intelligence as an assistance, how can you not see the value in hiring a real life person to assist you?
And then you know what? I can speak
It's a
to the
mentality.
people that are actually already using assistance. Again, I partner with the most amazing virtual assistant company. I have no problem sharing it. Um, and I have not found anybody that can offer a better opportunity when it comes to connecting to virtual assistants. If anybody out there is already using virtual assistants, I I invite you to schedule a call because I'm almost certain that this package, these packages, these offers, these opportunities cannot be beat by anybody else. Latoya went a different route.
Right.
I wish you would have went and partnered with me, but he had enough
Oh,
structure
listen, I
to
still have
do it on
I'm
time.
not gonna lie, I was on your site the other day. So don't think that I don't have you in mind. Remember, I got 7 businesses. I have things that are still growing.
Yeah, give me one of them. Just,
I have other needs that I haven't disclosed yet, you know?
oh,
But
wisdom.
yeah,
That's
no,
wisdom.
honestly, I just got, I don't want to say, some of it was a bit like luck. I think it was God, right? Because
Hmm.
coincidence is just God's way of being anonymous. I have skills that a lot of people don't have. First and
Absolutely.
foremost, a lot of people, they see me and they don't realize that I spent 13 years in the Army. When I got out, I was a sergeant first class. The last 6.5 years of my service, I actually was running my own recruiting team. One of the things that I needed to do as a recruiter was basically interview people. Are you even a good candidate to join the Army National Guard?
Hmm.
Are you qualified? So understand that I have years of experience with this type of thing and with contracts because, again, I was an Army recruiter. So one of the things I was doing was building enlistment contracts. So I already have a certain skill set that prepared me to do what I did to with my VAs. I absolutely 100% would not suggest that to the average person.
Yeah.
Go through someone. Go through Anthony. He's trusted. He's vetted his VAs. He is this is his business. He has a business built around it so that you don't have to do the hard work. And if you've
Right.
heard anything that I've said today, it's about time being more valuable than money. So you have that call with Anthony and you talk with him because he's going to save you time on finding your own VA and then trying to see if they are going to be a good fit. You pay other people to do the things that you don't want to do, you don't have time to do, but you still
Hmm.
need to get them done.
Still need to get them done because otherwise we just stay stuck. Man. All right. Where we at? 41 minutes. I definitely think we probably should just keep it rolling. You said you want to get back into the podcast game. We could school
I
people
know,
about
right?
this all day and build teams in the
All
same sense,
day.
but I definitely think that we got to do a second episode at the right time. But
I'd love to
man,
come
you
back.
you
This has been a
shared
great
a lot.
experience.
You shared a lot. I'm glad that the viewers got to hear your story. I will continue to share this episode probably until my fingers start hurting because this one is the one. That's why I was so excited about it. Um, my last question before we close is what has been your biggest moment of clarity during this virtual assistant journey?
Honestly, I already said it. It's when I'm sitting down at night and I realize how it's all coming full circle. These aren't just people who are helping me grow and helping my business grow, but through the act of hiring them, paying them, give them consistent, honest work. It puts them in a position where they can better care for their families, where they can then provide and give back into their communities. I don't know for sure, but I do know that my VAs, they go to church. So I would assume that they may be tithing or making donations, and they're doing that on money that they get paid to work for me as an employee. So as a true follower and believer in Christ, that in itself is like it all comes full circle.
That was the perfect answer. that, that was the perfect answer. You can't beat it. Can't beat it. My goodness. Oh
Can't
man,
beat it.
Letoya, again, thank you for being the second guest on a moment of clarity. Thank you for being such a powerhouse guest.
Thank you
Let
for
the people know
having me. Thank you.
absolutely. Let the people know how they can reach out to you, how they can connect with you, how they can get some consultation from you, how you can school them on AI, and what
Okay.
platforms they need to know to reach you.
Anyone who is interested in reaching out to me for consulting services, you could go to my website, ethosgym.com. I'm also a dev, which means I am a developer. I build websites and other apps and other things. So you can see my work there. You can get all of my contact information there. So again, that's ethosgym.com. If you're interested in seeing how I sell my systems for people who want to be an entrepreneur or want to sell digital products, well, go to ethelsgymvault.com, and that's where you can learn, buy a system, learn how to use it, do it using AI, and then sell it. And then if you just want to learn AI, that's when you want to go to the Gym Vault on the school platform. I do have 3 tiers of membership. It's free to get in. Come in, see if you like what's in here, poke around, and then you can decide to upgrade later. But I promise, if you are someone who is looking to learn about AI, if you're looking to learn about business, if you're looking to learn about business funding, I'm your girl, and I have all of that for you.
Amazing. Amazing. Again, thank you. Y'all know how to stay in touch with me. If you are interested in being one of these people that get signed up for the list to receive a free day of virtual assistance, shoot me a DM, hit me up in the comments. If you have heard anything in this amazing podcast today and you're interested in learning more about a virtual assistant, you want to talk to somebody, the link is already in the comments, or shoot me a DM. We'll be doing another episode soon. I'm probably stuck at weekly at this point. Even if it's not live, I think Thursday at 10 a.m., we're probably just going to put something out there. So y'all stay tuned. Stay in connection with all of these amazing business owners that we're bringing on this amazing show. And man, y'all have a good day. I'm still charged up. Go get you a virtual assistant. Don't even just hit the link. Go hit the link. Schedule an
Save.
appointment. All right, Letoya. Enjoy the rest of your day. Tell all your VAs we said hello. We love them,
You
and y'all
too.
have
God
a
bless you.
great
Thank
day.
you.
All righty, later.
Thank you. You have a great day as well. Bye bye.